Thank you very much for having me. HiStone is a Chinese group that is in business since 33 years now. Main activities are POS and self-checkout for retailers, for hypermarkets, supermarkets, etc. We are enjoying very interesting market positions in the world, market share in the world in terms of POS and self-checkout. For instance, for self-checkout products that you find out everywhere in hotels, in hypermarkets, we have a number 4 in the world. We are number 4 in the world in terms of market share. And for POS, we are number 1 in Asia Pacific and number 5 in the world worldwide. So that's just to tell you that our company is quite interesting, important, maybe a little bit submarine, but we are here for Zytex to make it on the surface in the Middle East and Africa. I think the most important competitive advantage we have is the focus. We have the focus because if you know the POS industry, because we are 2 legs, we have the POS industry and the self-checkout industry. In POS industry, it's extremely competitive market. I don't want to go through the names, but the fact that we are focusing on a couple of sizes, on a couple of specs in for machines, makes us very price competitive and also very specs competitive, because that's most important. For your partners, they are always expecting you to give them the latest generation in terms of CPU, the latest specs in terms of memory, of RAM, etc. I don't want to get into much of these details, but the focus really makes us really competitive across the board. For self-checkout, we invested a lot in making our self-checkout modern, sleek, talking to customers, especially end user, because end user now wants everything like iPad style. So this is also what makes us competitive in that sense. So hard work, of course, and being close to our partners and to our end users. That's the receipt we try to use. Recipe we try to use. This is a very important question because it's the backbone of the industry. If you are not in, you are out. So the company is based in Qingdao. It's a company called city called Qingdao in China. We have in our factory we have our R&D department, very big, lot of engineers working across the clock, non-stop. So the source of the information for us are 3. First, we have industry reports. It's very important because industry reports give you the situation of the whole market, what's working, what's not working, what are the wishful thinking, for instance, for market. That's one. Second, we have the customer themselves, the retailers, the hypermarkets, the hotels that working with us that tell us this is probably has to be a little bit looked after. This has to be changed. We are wishing in the future another industry is coming with AI, and then we want something in virtuality, etc. So we are following these two sources narrowly because this is what you can build your strategy upon. And the third one is dream. We have dreamers inside the company that develop themselves what would be the next generation of POS and self-checkout. So the combination of those 3, this is what drives our innovation every year. I'll tell you something, I've been to many events, of course, every year. Zytex, what differentiates it a lot is that it's really the hub for Asia, for Middle East, for Africa. There is no such event in the world that brings these people, let them come from Europe or anywhere elsewhere, with Africans and Asians together, because this is what is going to hold, or let's say to sustain the growth in the world in the next years, is really those 2 continents, Asia and Africa. And this is the place where these people meet. And this is the place where everyone launch innovation, etc. So Zytex is really important for HiStone, and this is why in the next editions, of course, we are going to be present just as we did this year. And that's it basically, because really there is no other place. I mean, there are too many other events, but this one is such unique, and we can't wait to be here in Dubai next edition, and I hope also in Morocco for the next Zytex Africa, first one outside of the UAE. Myself, I'm very interested to become originally Moroccan, so it's a matter of pride, and I hope to see the team of Taha will take and CPI soon also there, either here or next in Africa.